Alright, 4th grade mathematicians, how we doing? It's Mr. Carter here, ready to do Homelink 213. If you haven't yet, put your name on this paper. And let's begin. Alright, so we're looking at patterns here. And for starters, we have an in and out box. Our rule is when the number goes in, it gets multiplied by 9, and that's the number that comes out. So they've done the first one for you. The number 2 goes into the box. Times 9, you get 18. Now for our first blank, we have to ask ourselves, what times 9 will get you 27? Well, that, of course, is 3, because 3 times 9 is 27. So now we have 4. 4 times 9 is 36. And here again we have to ask what times 9 will get you 45, and that is 5. And last but not least, 6 times 9 is 54. And that completes our table. Now we're being asked, what patterns do you see? Well, you might have seen that the outboxes are counting up by 9s, because we're multiplying by 9. They're all multiples of 9. You might have noticed that when you add the digits in the outbox, they all equal 9. So for example, 1 plus 8 is 9, 2 plus 7 is 9, 3 plus 6 is 9. That works all the way through. So I'm going to write here that all the digits in the outbox add up to 9. And you could write whatever patterns you might see. Alright, so for number 2, the number goes in, 11 gets added to it, and then it comes out. So 11 plus 11 is 22. So we have to ask ourselves here, what plus 11 will get you 33? So you're going to have to work backwards, which would be subtract. So 33 take away 11 would be 22. 33 plus 11 would be 44. What plus 11 equals 55? Well, again, you can work your way backwards and go 55, take away 11, and that gets you 44. And then 55 plus 11 gets you 66. Some patterns that you might see, well, they're all multiples of 11, or they all have the same exact digits in the outboxes, so it's 2 and 2, 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5, 6 and 6. Okay, so that's the pattern I'm going to write, but you can write any one of those patterns that you see. So I'm going to say the digits in both the ones and tens are the same. I'll put it here in parentheses in the out. Actually, both out and in boxes. Yeah. Okay. So here we have another pattern with circles. Step 1 has 1 circle. Step 2 has 3 circles. I'm noticing here that it starts with 2 circles on the bottom and 1 on top. The third step has 3 circles, 2 on top, which is 1 less than the row below it. Step 4 has 4 circles and 3 on top, which again is 1 less than that row below it. So step 5, you're going to need to have 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the pattern is 1 less than the row below it. So that means there's going to have to be 4 circles on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I did question A here. It says, draw the next step in the pattern. What patterns did you notice? Well, again, we noticed that the circles start out with the same number as the step on the bottom and 1 less on the top. That could be an answer. Another pattern is that the number of circles is always odd and it increases by 2 every time. So if you take a look, there's 1 here, there's a total of 3, if I write that on top. Total of 3 here, there's a total of 5, there's a total of 7, that would make it a total of 9. Okay, so pattern could be the number of circles is always on, and it increases by 2 every time. So, excuse me. Question's asking here, how many circles will be in the 6th step? Well, if you want to draw it up here, you can. So we know that there's going to be 6 circles on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means there's going to have to be 5 on the next row because it's always 1 less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, according to our odd pattern up here, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, this would be 11. So that would be 11 in step 6. Now for step 10, I know that it's going to have to be 10 on the bottom and 1 less on the row above it, so that would be a total of 19. And that's how I figured out how many circles would be on the 10th step. So I figured this out. Because the number on the bottom row equals the step. And in this case, it would be 10. And the row above it is always 1 less. Always 1 less, which would be 9. And that would be 10 plus 9 equals 19. Okay, so for our practice, we are a little bit. So we are hold on a second. There we go. So we're being asked to add numbers in expanded form. So our first number is 800,000 plus 90. So I drew myself a place value chart here, and I went up to 100,000. So 100,000s, 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. So if I go and look at this, I know that 800,000s, that means that the 8 has to be in the 100,000s place. There are no 10,000s, so I need to put a placeholder there. There are no thousands, so I'm going to need another placeholder there. There are no hundreds, so I need a placeholder there. But now if we're looking at the 90, that means that there's 9 tens. So we need to put a 9 in the tens place. And there are also no ones. So we need to put a 0 in the ones place. So our number is 800,090. We need a comma here. So I'm going to transfer my number over to my answer here. So it's 800, comma 090, which is read 800,090. So looking at number 5, so we have 200,000 plus 50,000 plus 4. So in the 200, for 200,000, we have a 2 in the 100,000s place. If we're looking at 50,000, that's 10,000s, right? In the 10,000s place. So that means that we need to put a 5 in that place value. There are no thousands, so we're going to need to put a placeholder. There are no hundreds. There are also no tens. However, there are 4 ones, so we need to put our 4 here. So our answer is 250,004. So I'm going to transfer my answer over. So it's 2, 5, 0, comma, don't forget your comma, 0, 0, 4. And that's read 250,004. All right, folks, hope this was helpful. If you have questions, come and see me. All right, take care.